Yeah, no, can't do that without getting a copyright strike, so we're doing the lo-fi Christmas beats. did this one myself when I was like 17. Was cracking. So right now I'm just putting the piece together so I can see how the lighting's supposed to be. I'm doing the highlights on the black. Yeah, the painting's not like too technically difficult. I mean, it depends on what style you do. Some people do like a comic book style, like Borderlands. It makes it a little bit more difficult, but I kind of do like a little realism. So you can see I'm dry brushing on this gray paint to do a highlight on the top of it here and here where it would reflect light in real life. Because if I left it just straight black, it's miniature, so it doesn't do reflections very well. I'll do another lighter gray on top of this to highlight it a little bit more. So what I do to do the dry brushing is I dip the tip of the brush in the paint and I blot it on here to kind of dry it out. It works more like a pigment powder if I do that. So it looks a little stark right now, but I'm going to balance it out with oil here in a second. So right now it looks weird because it's kind of like all black and white, but what I'll do is I'll go over it with some oils to kind of blend it together. Shake this bitch up. So now with the oil on there, it kind of creates a more realistic lighting to it, using that shading effect. And this is what I do with my colored models too, is I'll actually paint them in grayscale and then go over it with colored oils. That way it has the lighting kind of underneath the oil paint. Yeah, I'm just going to repeat the song now because he said that. Love it. Alright, next I'm going to paint the little chain blade here. So I'll do the teeth last, but the body of it here is going to be red, like on this guy's. So I'm going to do the base coat in Screamer Pink, which comes out more of like a scarlet color. And just for a little FYI, every time you see the brush come up like this, it's because it's going in my mouth. And now that the oil is dry, you can really see that it blended in that stark gray better. Because with miniature models, it has real size lighting, so shadows and reflections, they don't work like they normally would. Oh, the Funko Pop? Yeah, I mean, I think McFarlane, they make like 1/16 scale ones that would be like that big, more action figure size that people paint, but those are pretty expensive too. I went to grab a paint and almost ripped my little helmet cam off. Just gonna do a little edging with corn red. There we go. It's like blood red. So I just put this little thin red line on the edge there. It's not too visible from a distance, but it adds a little bit of contrast to that corner. And now I'll do the teeth, which for that I'm just going to do lead belcher because it has a nice good metal color to it. Let's see, this is a real grunko one here. Yeah, I think the box set, the Indominus box set, was like 150 when it came out. Came with like 20 Marines and a fuck ton of aliens. Necromp. do a little highlight here. I'm not going to paint the other side because it won't be visible once it's put on there. It would be a waste of time. There's 4 little nuts on here. So I'm going to put a dab of paint on each of those, make them stand out a little bit. And around the edges here. So like, you want to highlight your edges, especially with dark models like this, because they'll come like two-dimensional if you leave them all the same color. So kind of just go around the edge, paint. It works really good with metal tones like this too, because it just looks like they're scratched up and dingy. Yeah. Not too bad. I'll just do the hand guard. Actually, first I got some more silver to do here. No, I hadn't seen that it got delayed. Did they say until when? Fuck it. Because I think it was supposed to come out like December of this year originally. Right now I'm just painting on a dark gold to the pommel here. I'll do some leather on the handguard as well. But we're almost done with this arm. So we might not need to do that because it'll be underneath the model when it's built. Go over something again real quick. Didn't like the way it turned out on the top. Gonna just brush over it with some more pink. It'll be good. So for the officers, I'll usually paint the outline of the shoulder guard silver, but for the regular troops I won't. So for like this blade guard ancient, he's got the silver pauldron, but the other ones they'll just have straight gray, like these little sniper dudes have just a straight gray. So that one needs a little touch up, but handle that later. I'll do the backpack reactor next. I'm basically doing the same thing I did for the arm, where I'm just giving it that natural lighting, so like the top of the reactor cooling vents, the top of the cistern. Yeah, he's probably OD'd right now. Just fucking passed out drunk. He's missing all of my seasonal trip hop compilations I made. I actually had one queued up for Thanksgiving too, but I missed that one. Yeah, funny story. That's actually where all the holes in his walls came from. It's not from like physical impacts, it's just from the farts. It just blows right through the fucking drywall and everything. Just waiting for the oil to dry up and then I'll go back to my lead belcher. So these pots are pretty small. I've been using the same pot at lead belcher for I think 4 or 5 years now. Because I actually have quite a bit of paint in my little storage container. Yeah, it should be good to go here in a second. Get my mouth brush. And now the reactor is done, so I'll just set that aside. I got an arm here, but yeah, I'll just paint that separately and glue it together later. The main body, I also have to do all the highlighting and all that. Before you guys got here, I was just doing the base coat still, patching up the black. Because I had spray painted this with primer like 2.5 years ago. I've been sitting on some of these pieces for a while. Still need to be painted. They're my pile of shame. Yeah, this has basically been my whole day because I did all 5 of these today, which let me get them in focus. Kind of. Yeah, I did all 5 of these today, and some of them have a lot of small pieces on. This one doesn't have a lot of small pieces; it just has a lot of generally bigger pieces. Not as bad as big guy back there, but yeah. The reason I do the spray base coat, even though it's the same colors that I'm going to paint it later, it allows me to put on these nice thin coats without it smearing off, because if you try and paint like this brush style on the bare resin, it just slides off. And some of the models I painted today, like I think 2 of these are actually repaints. They were originally white scars. I repainted them to match the Iron Hands because I decided to change what Legion they were halfway through. So now they have this paint scheme. Pretty much complete opposites, so I just had to paint over all the white. Yeah, originally I was going to do the whole Indominus box set with white scars. You actually see the base isn't done in this one, but the actual motorcycle portion has like the markings for the white scar shit. I'm going to have to repaint this one too to match the Iron Hands colors, but you can see generally the idea of it. This one looks more like something out of like Akira. eventually once I have them all painted, I'll go through and I'll make bases for them. So like it's kind of like this dusty rock I have them on. And I'll add some weathering. Like on this one, you can see it's got like damage to it and shit, dust and shit. And I'll add all that later when I finished up all the rest of the little Space Marine guys. Yeah, so the way the oils work is they have pigments in them, and they're just really thin, so what they'll do is they'll kind of slide around, and they'll get into the cracks on the model, and it creates like a really natural looking shadow, as well as blending the colors that are underneath it to give it that fake reflection kind of look. So now I'm just going to repeat that whole shading process I did for the limbs on the bike and body. Yeah, once you like know like the different techniques, it makes it a lot easier. Like before, I didn't know how to do dry brushing. I just hand painted all my edges, and I just very time consuming and difficult to do that. Where you can just blot and brush and find it much easier. So for the most part, like the chapter symbols and all that jazz, these are just transfers. So they come on a piece of special paper. You soak the paper in like water or acrylic thinner, and it just slides on there, and you just put like a special compound on top of it, and it melts the plastic that holds the design, and it kind of, it's basically just a really advanced sticker. Yeah, if I had to hand paint those, I'd probably kill myself, but use stuff like this, White Spirit enamel thinner. Oh no, the stuff I'm dabbing on right now was just regular layer paint, Dawnstone. I'm actually about to put on the oil right now. I got Nuln oil. So I actually have, I think like 5 different shades. I got this, dirt color, a blue, and a red, and an orc green one, which I like a lot. Yeah, the model you're talking about, it sounds like a Justiciar, which I actually have normal scale model one. Alright, reach back here. Right here. Got a little exposed skull. Once I get done with the oil, I'll start going through and doing the metallic stuff. Try and find an even worse audio bed for this. That's what I'm good at. Ooh, 12-hour free. There we go. I'll roll with that for a bit. Typically, the like the pictures of the models online will have the like the Ultramarines on there, just like as the cover art, and they'll come unpainted. You just paint them yourself. I think pretty much every box set comes with Ultramarines on it, unless it's specialized box sets. Yeah, so if I was to paint Imperial Fists, I'd probably use my airbrush more for that. So what I would do is I'd build them like this. Base coat, like a nice gray, like this color. Spray and paint them with that. Then I'd set the model down, take my airbrush from on top with like a lighter gray, and spray from the top to simulate where like the light source is at. And then paint over it with the Imperial Fist oil. It would kind of color it on its own, give it its own shading. That's like, there's a name for that too. I think it's called slap chop painting. It's the fastest way to paint. And then you can go in afterwards, add all the detail. But if you had to paint like a lot of models fast, that's pretty much the go-to technique. And they actually do competitions between different artists. Well, they'll give them like 15 minutes to paint a certain amount of units, and then they'll judge them on their visual appeal. Yeah, the company that makes the official paints, Citadel, they have a really good line of spray paints. So the difference between their spray paint and like Walmart spray paint is the particle size that comes out is really fine, so it has like a nice smooth edge to it when it's done. is a oath of moment on here, right here. So it's gonna have a little wax seal and some parchment coming off of it. So I'll do that next. So for the parchment, I use the Screamer Pink. I like that. And then for the paper, I have the actual stone color that I like to use. Alright, now we're just going to glue on the pieces, which for this set, should I put glue? This set was not as glue necessary. Like, I could just stick these on here and the parts will stay, but I like to glue these ones in place. Some of the other ones completely require glue. This is more of a press and play type set. yeah, this model's pretty much done with all the major painting. I'll probably go through later and do like small touch-ups and small details and stuff, but you can see how fast that was for him. I mean, it's a relatively simple model, but matches the color scheme of the other guys he's with. So we got Salt Bike, Salt Intercessor or something like that. Just that's not even in focus, but you can see there's a consistency there by doing the shading the way I do. It also helps to have them painted in the same day so you remember exactly what you did. But yeah. And I still have to do all the basing and stuff like that, but I like to do basings in big batches because I have to use a special putty and a razor blade to get it on there. Yeah, put that guy down. So all I have left from the Indominus box is 2 more of these, Captain, and Lieutenant, and then, yeah, a fuck ton of regular Space Marines. Yeah. This one is blue for some reason. I don't know what happened to make this guy blue, but you can see he actually has the Auspex in his hand, which is like the little motion detector from an Aliens movie. But yeah. I think next time I do this stream, I'll probably do Necrons, my little alien guys. This guy's also missing a piece. It's probably somewhere in my box, but yeah. Pretty sure this came with the rest of the promise. See it. Scale comparison. Same size. Okay, yeah, it's a primary. But yeah. 1 hour, in and out. Quick paint job. Yeah, and I didn't eat as much paint as I did earlier in the day, so we're doing good on the food poisoning front. But yeah, I might stream some other video games or something later tonight. Now we know that the first person view does work.